friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette and today we are back to playing my TBR game to set my TBR this time for the month of June. Now, I'm going to play this a little bit differently than I normally do. I will link the TBR refresh playlist below so you can go back and see previous versions of the game. The one for January gives the rules of this game. But going into this month, I'm going to play a little bit differently. Normally, I roll the dice, get a prompt, pick a book, go back, roll the dice, get a prompt, pick a book. This time, I am going to get a bunch of prompts first. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see how many prompts I get first. Then I'm going to pick the books, and then we'll go back, get some more prompts, and pick the books. Okay, the reason I'm doing it that way this month is because in May, I finished 2 rows on my 26 and 26 board. And it wasn't planned that they would be the top 2 rows, but that is the way it worked. As you see, I still have 3 rows that are missing spots. And so when I read a 26 and 26 book, I have little cards that have a scratch number on the back. So I scratch the number to find out where it goes on this board. That is why there's random spots filled in, because I don't know. And when I complete a line, I get a reward to buy a brand new book or for gameplay reward. And because I completed 2 lines and I went on vacation and did a book haul, I didn't want to buy 2 brand new books. So I'm counting 1 line as my book haul and 1 line for my gameplay reward. So my gameplay reward is be able to find out a bunch of prompts before I choose books. Because sometimes I get a prompt, I pick a book for that, then I get another prompt and it's like, that previous book would have worked for this prompt, and then I'm stuck picking something else. So it's so much easier when you know what your prompts are before you pick the books and you don't pick the wrong book for the right prompt. Yeah, so that is what I'm going to do. So because there is 53 spots on this board, I am going to go to spot 28, which is here. Like, it doesn't even look like it's halfway, right? But it is. That's because the rows get smaller every year. So I'm going to go to spot 28 and I'm going to get the prompts as I go up to 28. Then I will choose the books. Then we will roll and pick like normal. Maybe. Or maybe do I make myself stop there? Actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to spot 28. Then I will pick whatever books. So, I mean, even if I land here, like as soon as I pass 28, I will pause the game playing, pick the books for those prompts leading up to that, then come back to the game, get the rest of the prompts until I get to the end, then pick the books for that. Hopefully that's not too confusing. We'll see how this goes. And I do have some books I am hoping to get onto this TBR. So for my Christian fiction bingo for 2026, my June prompts are a book with summer in the title or a book set in the summer, and I'm going with the summer in the title. So I am looking to get The Summer of Yes by Courtney Walsh or an Irene Hannon book. Second Chance Summer? Yes. I'm like, what's it called? Or Summerlin Grows by Elizabeth Camden. Those are the 3 summer in the title books that I really would like to get on the list, like just one of them, but those are the top 3. Then the second prompt is a booktuber rec. Now, last Tuesday, today is Thursday, last Tuesday I put out a video where Booktuber Rec, you pick which I read. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description below. Go back and watch it and choose a book. Vote on one book. And that will be the book that I will read in June. So I don't know at this point in time, because that voting is open till June 1st. I do not know what book is actually going to win. I know what book is currently in the lead at this point in time, and I'm really hoping that changes. And there is a couple runners up that are pretty close, but we will see. So if you haven't participated in the vote, go back, watch that, and vote. And help me change which one's in the running, okay? Okay, so those are the two that so really Summer in the Title is the one that I know for sure what book I want and kind of what books I might be looking to get in at some point. I don't want a ton of books because I know there will be at least one extra book. We will see. At this point in time, I had 14 books on my May TBR when I played Lucy's Uno TBR on her channel. And I did start 2 of those books in April because I finished my April TBR early. As of this point, Thursday, May the 28th, I am 50% through the last book on my TBR. So I should, if all goes well, I should be able to finish it before the end of the month. Because I have later tonight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I do have a really busy weekend, but I should be able to get it done, I think. Okay, now enough rambling. Let's go to the TBR game and see what happens. Okay, so here we are on the board. So let me prove to you that 28, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, there. Okay, then I have my prompt cards. And I have the new prompt card that I'm adding in of a Booktuber rec. Let's put that in there. Now, my stack is back to full because when I played the game for Lucy, I added all the prompt cards back in. So now they're all back in here again. What's going to happen this time? We'll see. Okay, let's cut the deck. Okay, if I put them over here, can you see them there? Yeah, okay. So, I have my little bus and the dice. Let's roll. Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the first prompt is going to be a book from my mother. Okay. Roll number 2. It's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next prompt is a male author. Ooh, that's going to be challenging. Oh, can I? No, you can't see those, no matter where I put them. Okay, roll number 3 is another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next prompt, the highest rated on Goodreads. Okay. Roll number 4. Can we get a bigger number? It's a bigger 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next prompt is a book purchased in 2025. Okay. And roll number 5 should get us to the 28. It's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, I didn't even plan that. Okay, and this prompt is a book purchased in 2026. Okay. Okay, so on that, with getting to the 28th spot, I got 5 prompts. So I have 4 books here, and 1 I'm going to find out with you. So let's do this one first. So So these prompts I'm not doing in order apparently because we're doing this one first. So this one is highest rated on Goodreads. So I'm going to pull up my Goodreads and see what the highest rated. So on this, you might end up seeing some books that I've hauled recently and haven't shown you yet. It's possible. I mean, you're going to see one come up for sure because purchased in 2026. Where's my ratings? How do I find this? Oh, here we go. Average rating. Really? Really? Is this sorted by highest? Yes, it totally is. Totally is. Oh, really? Okay. So my highest rated is Forever by Debbie Vigay, which is book 23 in the Psalm 23 mystery series. I'm not there yet, so I'm not reading that one. The next one is I Will Dwell by Debbie Vigay, which is also part of that Psalm 23 series. Is this book 20? Oh, 21. Again, I'm not there yet. So that's not going to be. So the next highest rated is the one that I say, oh, really? Really? Is I Heard the Bells. It is a novella collection by Darlene L. Turner, Sarah Davidson, Melanie Stevenson, and I cannot read the name. That picture's too small for me. Helena Shemrek. I have no idea how to say that name. Really? Really? A Christmas novella? In June? I guess. Some of these prompts I don't like. Okay. Not that I want to read some of the other ones. Well, some of them I do. Okay. Alrighty, so I Heard the Bells is going for highest rated on Goodreads. And that one is on my Kindle. Okay. Then we had the prompt of a book from my mother. Let's just put my arm in front of my face. A book from my mother. I know it says from mom and I say mother. And according to my mom is spelt wrong because it should have a U according to her because she's British. Okay, so me and my mom do not read alike very much at all. And I have 3 books from her currently. 2 of them are continuing a series. One is a book 3 in a series, and I haven't read book 1 and book 2. So I'm like, could I just grab book 1 from the library and say it's for my mom because she wants me to read this series? And the other one is book 2, which I really just have no interest in reading, honestly. And then this one is book 1 of a series. It's The Sheriff's Surrender by Susan Page Davis. It is book 1 of the Ladies Shooting Club. And it is a Western historical. A murder in Fergus, Idaho has the town's women scared. Gert can shoot the tail feathers off a jay at 100 yards from years of test firing the guns her brother repairs. But long after giving up on marriage, she yearns for rancher Ethan to see she's more than a crack shot with a firearm. When murder strikes in a sleepy town, Gert from the Ladies Shooting Club Gate forms the Ladies Shooting Club to teach the women how to protect themselves, their family, and their businesses. Ethan didn't ask to be named sheriff, but he accepts the position and takes on the investigation into a mysterious death of his predecessor. Now he's between a rock and a hard place, being pressured by the townswomen to restore order and safety to Fergus, and by the men who insist Ethan disband the upstart Ladies Shooting Club. So we will see. So that is book number 2. The next prompt is male author. A male author. I do not have very many male author books on my shelf. Really, Robert Whitlow is my go-to male author. And, oh. Well, I didn't think about that. I do have a Robert Whitlow book I wanted to reread on my 16 to reread this year. I didn't even think about that. Oh well. I'm going with the book I chose, as much as I'm unsure about it. And because this book is on my 10 self-destruct books, so I mean, I have to read it at some point this year. It's, you know, just as much of a priority as my rereads, if not more of a priority, because I have to get rid of these books if I don't read them. So that book is going to be Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. Now, my friend did say this is one of her favorite books and she would like to reread it with me. And I do also have it on audio, so I'm like, that probably would help me a bit. So we're going to attempt Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. This just scares me. It's thick, it's small font. I know absolutely nothing about this story. I'm not a huge classics reader, but this has been on my shelf pre-2015. I don't actually have a purchase date for it because it's that old. So that is the one I'm going to read. The next two prompts were much, much better. So the first one was a book purchased in 2025. And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure this book was purchased in 2025 and I really want to read it. And that is What I Promise You by Liz Tolsma. This is book 2 in the Echoes of the Past series. And I purchased it in September of 2025. And it is a dual timeline story. I read book 1 this month and absolutely loved it. And I've really fallen in love with Liz Tolsma's writing. So yeah, this is what I'm going to read. And this is also a 5-star prediction book for me. So I wanted to get it on my list rather quickly. It is a dual timeline, 1942 and 2022. And it says a family's history is lost to the ravages of World War II in southwest France. So this would also work for Alma's reading challenge this year, a historical fiction that's set during World War I or World War II. So that works perfectly. So that is what I'm going to read for that one. And then the next prompt was a book purchased in 2026. So this is where you're going to get a sneak peek of a book I purchased on my vacation just earlier this month. And I am going to be buddy reading this with Sierra Trotter as well. And we had talked about buddy reading one of 2 books, and it depended which one gets on my TBR. And because I have free choice between just any book I purchased in 2026, I chose this one. It's the one I'm more excited about. I'm excited about the other one, but I'm more excited about this one. And that is The Lost Story of Belle by Melanie Dobson. Because it's like book related, script related. Yeah, so this is a fairly new release. It just came out in 2026. It is also a dual timeline story, which I really enjoy. And it says, searching for a story to adapt for film, an aspiring screenwriter becomes captivated by a best-selling classic novel and the mysterious disappearance of a woman who wrote it. So we've got 1940 and 2006. So yeah, this is the one that I'm going to be reading in the month of June. Okay, let's go back to the board and see what happens next. And can we stay away from the doubles, or have I just jinxed myself? We will see. Okay, so we are halfway around the board now. So we have 27 spots left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay. Let's see. So we have 5 books already on the first 28 spots. Can we get less this time? Let's see what happens. Roll number 6. Ooh, it's a 9. That's a bigger number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the prompt will be a book purchased in 2022, but it's from the spinner wheel. Okay, let's find that out right now. Okay, well, this is not a very exciting spinner wheel. I have 2 books purchased in 2022 that I have not read. I have Where Hope Begins by Catherine West, and I have Death at Thornburn Hall by Juliana Deering, which would finish that series, and Where Hope Begins is a standalone. Okay, I'm going to duplicate these titles so that there's more than 2 wedges on here. Okay, so now they're each on there 3 times. A little bit more exciting wheel. Okay, let's shuffle and spin to see which one. I have a preference. That's not really my preference. Okay. Okay, roll number 7 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the prompt is any anticipated book. Okay. Yay. I know which book that's going to be. Roll number 8 is a 4 and a 2, so another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the prompt is, I'm going forward 8 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yay! Okay, we're at the end. And that means it's a 26 and 26 book. Okay, so here's my 26 and 26 wheel. I have 7 books remaining. Let's shuffle and spin. A cry from the dust. Okay, starting a series. Okay, so we made it to the end with no doubles. Wow, that was actually a pretty good round, other than I didn't get all the books I wanted, but that's okay. So the next prompt was a book purchased in 2022, but I had to use a spinner wheel. However, I only had 2 books to choose from. And the book that it ended up landing on was Where Hope Begins by Catherine West. I purchased this book in July of 2022, and it is one of my 10 self-destruct books. So, I mean, I need to get it read. And it is general fiction, I think. And it says, sometimes we're allowed to glimpse the beauty from within the brokenness. Savannah has always found solace at her parents' lake house in the Berkshires, and it's the place she runs to when her husband of over 20 years leaves her. Though her world is shaken and the future uncertain, she finds hope through an old woman's wisdom, a little girl's laughter, and a man who's willing to risk his own heart to prove to Savannah that she is worthy of love. Okay, what's going to happen? Now, my best friend Christine read this a number of years ago and did enjoy it, which is why I picked it up. And I found it it was 3 for $12, so $4 each for each of the 3. So that is going to be the next book. Then I got any anticipated book. So any book that is being on my anticipated reads videos that I've talked about. And it was like, okay, well, immediately, another spoiler from my book haul. Why didn't I pick this one for purchase in 2026? Well, that wasn't very smart. See, this is why. Oh, weird. Okay, anyways, that book is Harbour Pointe by Irene Hannon. This is book number 12 of the Hope Harbour series. This one just came out in April. It is my anticipated release, my most anticipated release up to April. There's now another one that I'm really anticipating, but I want to read this one. This was the one that I had decided I was going to buy brand new with my reward when I first completed the line. And then I got it while we were away for 30% off the regular price in the States. But yeah, I'm so excited about this one. Mainly because I just love the town of Hope Harbor. And I love this cover. It is so pretty. And it says, when life... Let's try that again. Okay. When life throws you off point, love helps you find your balance. So we are following principal dancer, Devin, and widowed mill worker, Irene, who has a little daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, who takes a fancy to Devin after a fundraising show. And it seems like maybe Belle, I think. But what are the odds that such an accomplished, polished woman from the city would ever fall for a small town lumberman with 2 left feet? So yeah, I'm excited for this one. So that is my anticipated book. Then the next prompt was to move forward 8 spots. And that 8 spots took me to the end because I was only 7 spots from the end. And my 26 and 26 wheel chose A Cry from the Dust by Carrie Stuart Parks. This is book 1 of the Gwen Macy series. It is romantic suspense, or maybe just suspense, maybe not romance, I don't know. And in the shadow of the Mormon Church, a 19th century conspiracy is about to be shattered by a 21st century forensic artist. And I've heard really good things about this, and I've wanted to read it for a while. And my cover is like a library cover, so it has really shiny on it. Yeah, so that is the book that I'm going to read. So I'm going to start another series with this one, but I am going to continue a series with this one. And continue a series with this one. And start a series with this one. So they kind of even out almost. Oh, weird. Okay. So. I realize I'm holding the upside down, aren't I? So I've got 8 books on my TBR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I Heard the Bells on my Kindle, which is in a Christmas novella collection. The one I'm not that excited about. So I'm excited about some of these. I'm scared about some of these. This one in particular. So let's do a quick recap. It was I Heard the Bells. It is a novella collection with Darlene L. Turner and Sarah Davidson and a couple of other authors that I'm not familiar with. Then we've got The Sheriff's Surrender by Susan Page Davis. We've got Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. We've got What I Promise You by Liz Tolsma. The Lost Story of Belle by Melanie Dobson. Where Hope Begins by Catherine West. Harbour Pointe by Irene Hannon. And A Cry from the Dust by Carrie Stuart Parks. Now, I did not get my Summer in the Title book on here. And I did not get a Booktuber rec on here. So that will be 2 books that I will be adding for sure. I'm not quite sure which Summer in the Title book I will add. It depends. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. So yeah, it will be 10 books on my TBR. Have you read any of these? I would love to chat in the comments below. And if you have nothing to say, just leave a little polar bear in the comments, because my game is the TBR refresh, where the polar bear needs to get from the beginning to the Coke bottles at the end of the game. Thank you for taking the time. Have a great day. Bye.